Hi, this is Shonda Smith with Enrichology Tutoring, bringing you a quick video to help you out with your neurodivergent learner. So, if you're parenting or teaching a neurodivergent child, there's something you need to know. They're constantly receiving messages, both verbal and nonverbal, about biases that can be damaging or empowering. And it's up to us as educators, caregivers, parents, and such to help create the environment and also give them the skill set they'll need as an adult to be able to reject or accept these biases as part of who they identify themselves as so that they can be successful in the future. So this video is about that, showing you or sharing with you skills that we can use to help teach these learners so that they can be empowered and know how to advocate for themselves. We're more familiar with the more blatant forms of bias that take on extreme forms, racism, classism, and such, blatant bullying. However, sometimes that bias can be very subtle, and the subtle bias it may not even be intentional, but it's just as insidious as the what's the word I'm looking for? Conscious bias. So, for example, if for a neurodivergent student, sometimes their teachers will lower their standards to the point that the student actually sees how much the standards have been lowered in comparison to their classmates, and they internalize that as I must not be smart. I must need the extra help because there's no way I can understand this information if it hasn't been watered down and diluted to the point that my teacher is feeding it to me. And that can lead to a sense of, a sense of despair sometimes or depression where they don't feel that they have the skills in comparison to their classmates to be successful. And sometimes the bias is reinforced not by teachers or outside parties, but by the parent themselves. When we rush in to help our youngster solve problems, they can start to internalize the belief that they can't do it, that they are incapable of learning the skills to help themselves. And so it's our job, our job. I'm also a parent and an educator to make sure that we are not, what's the word I'm looking for, saving our kids from all problems, because problems are how we grow, and learning how to deal with these problems are important. Here's the scary part. If learners internalize these beliefs, if they start thinking that they're less than, it chips away at their self-efficacy and self-esteem. And these two things are some of the biggest predictors of long-term academic and life success. Without them, even the most brilliant child may stop trying, not because they can't, but because they've already decided they'll fail. Now, of course, this conversation isn't all doom and gloom. There are things you can do as a parent or educator in order to help your young learner. And today I'm going to walk through six simple but powerful ways to help your neurodivergent learner build belief in themselves and unlock the potential that's already there. And let's dive in. Strategy number one is going to be to focus on their strengths. And we do that by using a strength-based language. Always speak in terms of what they can do, not just what they struggle with. For example, instead of saying he has trouble focusing, say he's incredibly focused when he's passionate about something. This teaches them to see themselves as capable, not broken. Tip number two is to teach them self-efficacy. So in order to do that, you also, it's very important for you to model it. So modeling positive self-talk and modeling self-efficacy and modeling self-esteem through your words and actions is a big part about how they learn this. So let them hear how you frame mistakes. Wow, I really messed that up, but now I know what to do next time. Kids learn how to talk to themselves by listening to you. Tip number three. This one is about creating a safe space where it's safe for your learner to fail. When we're talking about learning, a big part of learning is trial and error. You fail, you make mistakes, you learn from it, and then you move on and you keep trying. So celebrating the attempts, not just the wins, is an important piece in this. When a child feels safe to fail, they become more willing to try. And that's where confidence is born. Technique number four is advocacy. And a big part of advocacy is giving them real responsibility. Let them lead a project, make a decision, solve a family problem. Empowerment comes from experience, not just encouragement. Tip number five, or technique number five, is psychoeducation. When it comes to psychoeducation, Learning about neurodiversity can be empowering for your learner. Psychoeducation helps them understand their strengths and challenges, reducing shame and self-blame while equipping them with strategies for success. Also, they can learn about others who have their diagnosis and they can learn from these people how they may have overcome any sort of biases or challenges that are associated with their diagnosis. Technique number 6 is consult the experts. Reaching out to individuals in the field who are specialists in their diagnosis or in your child's diagnosis can be helpful. It can also be encouraging and empowering because they can connect you with resources in the community that are designed to support you and your learner. Also, don't forget to talk to your child. Your child has had a lot of time to sit with their brain and think and kind of analyze themselves to a certain extent. So don't be afraid to talk to them so that they also start to learn more about self-reflection and metacognition and thinking about how they're thinking. And they also feel empowered because they have a voice in their life. When you remove bias and replace it with belief, you're not just helping your child succeed in school, you're giving them the confidence they need to succeed in life. So if you're a parent or educator, I challenge you, which one of these 6 strategies could you start using today? And also, if this helped, share it with another parent who may need to hear it. Once again, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for sharing this, giving me your time. I hope that the video, you found it to be useful or helpful. If you did, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. That lets me know what stuff I need to make more content on. But until the next time, peace out.